It's May, and this is the Library Roadshow. On the show today, whether it's the digital library, Red Stick at Home, or virtual story time, it's all digital all the time. Welcome to the May edition of the Library Roadshow. I'm Mary Stein, and this is a production of your East Baton Rouge Parish Library System. As of video production time, all library facilities remain closed. However, we've now entered phase 1 of our reopening plan, which means that you may visit any library location to get fresh books and movies via our daily call-ahead pickup service. Reserve items online or call the branch of your choice for Reader's Advisory assistance. We're also able to accept your returned materials now. But please don't worry about due dates for items that you have currently checked out. We've already extended the due dates for all current material. As our situation changes, we'll announce it on the library's website, via media channels, email messages, and social media. But in the meantime, we want to remind you that even though the library's physical doors may still be closed, the digital library is always open. You must have a current library card to access the thousands upon thousands of ebooks, e-audiobooks, online magazines, music, and streaming media, as well as online learning, research and information, and educational content. And don't forget, free online tutoring till midnight in Homework, Louisiana. If you can't locate your card or don't even have a library card, East Baton Rouge residents should contact the circulation desk at 225-231-3740 between 9 in the morning and 8 at night, Monday through Thursday, 9 in the morning till 6 p.m. on Friday and Saturday, and 2 to 6 on Sunday. They'll set you up.
Free access to books, audio, and library resources are just a few of the benefits available to you when you get a library card. Need free access to a computer? You get that. Want free access to premium digital resources like Mango Languages and lynda.com? You get that. Need to book a meeting space? You get that. Heck, you can even check out a telescope or use a digital printer with your library card. If you live in East Baton Rouge Parish, pick up your free library card from your local branch library today. Premium access to everything the library system has to offer is waiting for you.
During this transitional period, it's especially important to keep our youngest patrons busily engaged. And while the experts advise a stable, consistent schedule as you homeschool or start your summer staycations, you need to put a variety of quality resources in front of them. We've got some great options for the little guys in your household. Adam St. Pierre joins us now to explain in the digital download.
Are you looking for fun activities to help your kids learn? The library is pleased to announce Scholastic's Watch and Learn library for ages 2 to 6. Watch and Learn provides short videos to grab your kids' attention and learn about topics like, what do scientists do? Is it a living thing? Making crayons? Brave Amelia Earhart? That's my job. Telling stories, and choose to be kind. And every video includes keywords to review beforehand, think sheets or activities for pre-readers and beginner readers, and comprehension quizzes. And it's all available at that low price of free. To check out Watch and Learn, head over to the kids page at ebrpl.com.
Thanks, Adam. This digital platform is a great complement to Ms. Humblebee's Academy and Pebble Go. I heartily encourage parents and other caregivers to check out Scholastic's Watching and Learning Library. It's a terrific resource for your preschoolers. Let's shift gears and check in with Kayla Perkins reporting in from Beyond the Stacks.
We know you're stuck at home and you're looking for fun and educational things to do. Well, your library has responded with a national program focused on kids called Find Your Library at Home. Let's check it out.
As you can see behind me, the library is very quiet right now, but we are still here working to serve you in every way we can. Keep things digital, keep people engaged, keep the community engaged. We have lots of resources that we are trying to push out. We're here right now trying to record our story times and our story starters to keep these things going for you.
Storytime and Story Starters are videos featuring a librarian, like Tara, reading a story for kids. These videos are available weekly at ebrpl.com/kids. These videos are just one way we're furthering the mission of the library during this time of social distancing.
As many of you know, our library's initiative is to keep literacy going, to keep it growing and keep it moving and keep those literacy skills from little ones up through adulthood. And we at the library want to make sure that that doesn't end just because you're stuck at home. We have lots of resources that we are trying to improve and grow for you to keep that literacy active. Check the shattered windows, check the wild vines crawling up the side of the building. All these things are not normal. So the purpose of our story times is to establish a routine. We have our Monday night bedtime stories. Enjoy those on Monday nights, and every other night of the week, enjoy a wonderful story with your children, whether it be a book that you have in your home or one you find from our digital resources. It doesn't matter, as long as they're hearing the stories being read to them. That is such an important integral part of their literacy skill building. And it teaches them that routine and that love for reading. And we just want you to foster that in everyone.
Tara and her fellow librarians have really stepped up the storytime schedule since the stay-at-home order was made. They'll also be working on taking our annual summer reading program online in June.
One of the things that we had to take into consideration for our children this summer is that our summer reading program cannot operate the way that it has been in the past. We're really trying to focus on trying to cut down on the patron to staff interaction and patron to patron interaction. So obviously our large programs are going to have to be changed up. And our program itself, our summer reading program itself, is going to have to be digital this year. We will still have a paper access for those that don't have internet capabilities, but we do want to make sure that we keep that social distancing as much as possible and keep our patrons and our community safe. So we'll be going online this year with a program called Beanstack, and you can find out more information from our source newsletter or by calling the staff and getting information. We do not have it fully set up yet, so give us time. We'll be ready with those questions very soon.
For those of you that are accustomed to picking up a hard copy of our newsletter, The Source, know that digital copies are published to the homepage at ebrpl.com. You can download the latest edition there or browse past editions of The Source at ebrpl.com. Your library is here for you even though you're stuck at home. Visit the library's kids page at ebrpl.com for resources and fun story times.
Thanks, Kayla. I really appreciate the staff who've worked so diligently to develop this new schedule of virtual story times and chapter starters. It's been a bit of a learning experience for us too, as we viewed the results and tweaked the process. Kind of a work in progress. And we're introducing more virtual programs each week. We've listed the basic programs in the May source, which is viewable on the library's homepage. The online calendar will also display the schedule. Plus, we're promoting them on facebook.com/ebrpl. Stay right there. After the break, digital library guru Andrew Tadman joins me for a chat right here on the Library Roadshow.
As the nation's doctor, I often get asked, what should I do if I think I might have coronavirus?
People who are sick should stay home. You don't go to an emergency room, you don't go to a clinic. You get on the phone and you ask for advice and instructions from your physician.
We don't want you to go into the ER or the doctor's office without talking to them first because you might spread coronavirus to someone else. Please visit coronavirus.gov for more information.
You're watching the May edition of the Library Roadshow, everything you need to know about your local library system. Okay, let's get right to it, Andrew. In the best of times and conditions, we promote the digital library as a convenient and robust partner to all of the physical items that are contained in the library. But how have people been using the digital library since the stay-at-home order was issued?
Well, people have been using the digital library a lot, as you can imagine. They're looking for things to do and different ways to access things. So we've seen a big spike in online courses and that kind of thing, like Udemy and lynda.com.
Okay, we'll talk a little bit more about that later. And you said people, it's all ages, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have the things for kids, read-along books, things for grown-ups, things for small businesses, just all kinds, really.
So the same way we are helping, usually, people in the building that go from little bitty babes in arms all the way up to great-great-grandmom, we're trying to provide resources for them in the digital library that'll either help them take their mind off things or help them move forward while they are staying at home. I myself have been able to use Tumble Books for my grandchild Zooming from home. The teacher wanted them to read a book, couldn't get it from the library, and all the digital copies were checked out in Overdrive, but there it was in Tumble Books for the whole class to use. I love that.
Yeah, it's wonderful, the unlimited access, and there are so many books in there, from classics to newer books.
Andrew, you mentioned Udemy and some of the other online learning platforms. Tell me a little bit about those and how you actually get into them.
Oh, well, they're on demand, so you can watch them anytime. They're videos, and you get into them through the digital library. All you need is your library card.
Okay.
And they're just broken down video courses on different subjects. So it could be things like software skills, so you could learn Microsoft Office or brush up on a certain aspect of that.
Okay.
Or some things like marketing, promotion, kind of business communication skills. So there's a big variety in there.
So soft skills as well as more technical hard skills, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I know some of them you can even get certificates.
Once you go sign up for the first time through the library with your library card, then you can create an account that'll let you access it from anywhere. And that works for Udemy and Gale.
Okay.
And so once you've completed a course, you do get a certificate. So it's great if you want proof that you've done the work, or you need to send that continuing education on to a boss or something.
Well, that's a good point, because if people are staying at home, sometimes there's not everything that can be done through a telephone line or a computer. So I do know that there are some people who are assigning some continuing ed through the library's skill courses, Gale courses, lynda.com, Udemy, and we even have Learning Express and some other things.
Yeah, Learning Express, that's got a bunch of different sections. So there's one on jobs and careers, one on adult learning, test prep, all kinds of things.
There's even Test Prep in Homework Louisiana for adults. And, you know, that was something that had gone right over my head for quite some time. I'd never paid attention to the fact that they have a whole portal for adults.
Yeah, so for all kinds of the standardized tests plus civil service, that kind of thing.
There you go. Well, there are a lot of people who are taking this time to kind of revisit who they are and what are their goals. And some people are going to need to, here's the number one word of the year, pivot, and think about a career change going forward. Well, there's so much in the digital library. Of course, we have our ebooks, our audiobooks, our e-magazines, our streaming media. And I must tell you, I cannot survive without my 15 downloads at a time from Overdrive through the Libby app. I know I have friends who love the audiobooks, and they're always living in RB Digital. But just the other day, someone called, and he had run out of DVDs at his house, and I was able to get him into the Overdrive screening room, which I was not used to using myself because mostly I'm a reader. But there he found his TV shows, some Westerns, some nice thrillers, so he was happy as a clam. And all those were streams, so he could get at them anytime he wanted, and all with that library card.
Yeah, absolutely. And Canopy's the other streaming, and Indie Flicks as well. So
that's
we've
right.
got multiple streaming options.
And once you've learned Spanish, you want to practice, you can go to Póngalo and watch some telenovelas and get that ear up, which is one of the hardest things about a language. Tell me about the Library Academy. How can that help me?
Okay, so you'll find that on every part of our, on every library page. So if we're on ebrpl.com, it'll be on the right-hand side.
It's a little box that says tutorials.
Yeah.
So that's my first hint.
Yeah. So you can click on that and it'll pop open and give you a list of tutorials for a lot of the resources that we offer. So how to get started, what kind of things you'll find in each database. So it's a really useful way to start.
So it tells me kind of what to expect, and also gives me an idea if my skill level's up to the task.
Yeah, some little how-tos.
I love that. Thanks, Andrew. I really appreciate the quick video how-tos in the Library Academy. Remember that library staff is available from 9 a.m. through 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 9 to 6 Friday and Saturday, and from 2 to 6 on Sundays. You can reach them via chat or telephone at 231-3750 to get answers to questions about accessing the digital library, as well as the usual assistance for reference and information. You can also email them at eref@ebrpl.com. After the break, Mary Beth Lima, plus we have book reviews from one of our younger library patrons. All that and more coming up next on the Library Roadshow.
Buenos días. Estoy bien, gracias.
Welcome back to the May edition of the Library Roadshow. My next guest is an alumni professor at LSU. Mary Beth Lima specializes in food, agriculture, and biological engineering. I met Mary Beth several years ago through the CSEL program at LSU, and I followed her work with college student volunteers who go out into the community to build playgrounds for local children. However, it's her hobbies that inspire her writing. Mary Beth joins me now by phone to discuss her book entitled Adventures of a Louisiana Birder. Mary Beth, when did you get your start as an author?
Pretty early on. I loved writing when I was a kid, and I'd make up stories and write them in books that I created from construction paper. I'd also illustrate my stories and read them to my parents, who were both very attentive and supportive. I was encouraged by several teachers in elementary school, and I took creative writing in high school, where my teacher Todd Evans taught me the basics of story writing.
What's this book about?
Adventures of a Louisiana Birder is about two main things: birds and life. Louisiana is an amazing place to bird. We are one of the best states in the country to bird, but we are also among the most underappreciated. One of my goals in writing this book was to shine a light on Louisiana as a beautiful natural place and to tell some of the stories about the amazing birds and birders who live here. This book is full of stories throughout Louisiana, from Venice to Shreveport. I believe that anyone who enjoys Louisiana and the natural world, or who enjoys people and their stories, will like this book.
What inspired you to write this book?
In 2013, I was celebrating the publication of my first book with the LSU Press with my editor. Over lunch, Elisa said, "I know from working with you on your playground book that you are a birder. I have a question for you. Do you know anyone who could write a story on white pelicans?" "Well, you could do a book about white pelicans," I replied. "But there are a whole lot of interesting birds in addition to white pelicans that could go into a book." I proceeded to tell her some of the highlights of the close to 500 bird species in Louisiana, and when I was finished, she said, "This is your book." My initial thought was no way, and I said so, but Elisa told me, "Just think about it." Our celebratory lunch was on a Friday. Over that weekend, I had so many brainstorms about birds and birding and birders that by Sunday night, I had 3 single-space pages of notes.
How can our viewers learn more about you?
If you read Adventures of a Louisiana Birder, you will get a strong sense of who I am and about my life in Louisiana during the last 5 years. I am a professor at LSU in the Department of Biological and Agricultural Engineering, and as part of my job, I direct the LSU Community Playground Project. As previously mentioned, I wrote a book about this project that contains a lot about life in Louisiana, as well as what drives me to do my part to make my community a great place to live for everyone, especially children. That book is entitled Building Playgrounds, Engaging Communities, Creating Safe and Happy Places for Children. I also did a TEDx LSU talk called Finding the Soul of the Community, which is available on YouTube. Finally, I am the editor of the Journal of Community Engagement and Scholarship, which is published in hard copy and online twice a year. I write an editor's column for each issue, and I tend to focus these columns around what I'm thinking about in the moment.
Thanks, Mary Beth, and good luck on the next phase of your public service projects with our college students. At this point in the show, we like to check in with one of our younger patrons to find out what they're reading while they're staying at home.
Hello, my name is Ashley. I am 7. My favorite book is I'm a Big Brother. The whole family is taking a picture of their new baby brother. The big brother is waving hey to the little brother while he's building blocks, and he has an apple in his hand. He is... I can't tell about this face. Can I try another one? He is talking up the little baby. Miss Bray brings me to the library. When I come to the library, I like to play on the computer.
Thanks, Ashton. It's great to see even the youngest in our community making good use of the library system. Stay right there. You're watching the Library Roadshow.
Hello, my name is Emily Ward and I'm the Digital Archivist for the East Baton Rouge Parish Library's Special Collections Department, located on the second floor of the main library at Goodwood, where Baton Rouge history comes alive. Do you have an emergency plan in place to protect your memories if disaster were to strike tomorrow? It's okay if the answer is no, because staff in Special Collections are prepared to help. Every May, we in Special Collections celebrate Preservation Month by reviewing our own disaster preparedness plan to make sure all staff and tools are accounted for if a catastrophe were to occur suddenly. This means we review our plan that details relevant contact information for staff and emergency responder agencies, as well as lists of tools that should be kept on hand for such incidents, such as flashlights, clotheslines, pins, first aid kits, latex gloves, etc. The plan also details how to handle certain materials under specific circumstances. For example, if a photograph or book is wet, our plan tells us to halt mold growth by creating airflow and lowering the temperature and humidity of surrounding areas. It's important to Special Collections staff to know these things because the history we work to preserve is rare and priceless. In that same thread, we want our patrons to be prepared to handle a disaster, whether that be natural or man-made, because your memorabilia are just as important as the materials kept in the archive. This May, staff from Special Collections invite you to attend classes on preservation in the home and digital preservation in personal collections, which will both touch on everyday preservation as well as disaster preparedness. Check out the source for dates and registration information.
You're watching the May edition of the Library Roadshow, a production of your East Baton Rouge Parish Library System. While the in-person workshops Emily spoke of are temporarily on hold due to the coronavirus, the Special Collections staff are rolling out hints and resources on their special info guide, ebrpl.libguides.com/Baton Rouge Room. They've launched Red Stick at Home as a way to collect and archive your personal experiences during this unprecedented time. They're also working on the Pass It Down driving tour and a number of other initiatives to help preserve this unique moment in our history. And in fact, now more than ever, families are calling, FaceTiming, Zooming, and more, so it's a great time to delve into your family history. And the genealogy department has secured another month of free remote access to Ancestry.com. You could already use Heritage Quest, Fold3, and some other genealogy databases from any location as long as you had internet access, but Ancestry.com is strictly in library use only. However, during our stay-at-home period, Ancestry has agreed to extend access beyond the library's walls. So start adding leaves to your family tree. It all starts with ebrpl.com and it's all free with your East Baton Rouge Parish Library card.
The East Baton Rouge Parish Library is always open at ebrpl.com. Take a look at your library card right now. You'll see a unique number right there on the card. That number is your key to unlock a world of free digital resources accessible now at ebrpl.com/digital library. There are hundreds of digital resources at ebrpl.com/digital library. Browse them alphabetically or by subject. Categories include ebooks, newspapers and magazines, entertainment including free music and streaming media, language learning and online education, technology training and how-tos, arts and crafts, home improvement and engine repair, business and management, careers and jobs, genealogy and history, tools for personal use in health and medicine and financial growth, homework help for all ages and all subjects including math, even interactive science. You have free access to robust platforms like Udemy, Gale Courses, Lynda.com, Learning Express, and Mango Languages. Spend time researching your family with Ancestry.com and Heritage Quest. Live tutors are ready to help students through Homework Louisiana by Tutor.com. Download ebooks through Biblioboard and Overdrive for free. Discover art and craft tutorials from Creative Bug. Download free music through Freegal. Even watch free movies from Canopy and IndieFlix. Whatever you want to do, you'll find a resource to help you do it in the digital library. So get a jump on your ACTs, create a business plan, or plan your next career move using the free digital tools available through your East Baton Rouge Parish Library System. The digital library is waiting for you at ebrpl.com/digital library. Log on today.
There's so much to see and do in the digital library, but it all starts with your library card. Don't forget that you can call the circulation desk daily at 225-231-3740 to discuss your library account or get a new computer use library card. The schedule's posted on our homepage, ebrpl.com. And now for today's contest, visit the library's Facebook page at facebook.com/ebrpl. It's time to hashtag gear up and go with your face mask couture. This is Colorful Louisiana, and since we'll all be wearing face masks for some time, there's no point in being drab and dull. I want to see how you decorate your mask to make it your own. Do you want to sport a new mustache or look like something else? Play with colors and shapes, fabric paint, glitter, felt, markers, endless possibilities. That's facebook.com/ebrpl. What's coming up on the Library Roadshow in June? I'll be sharing the new digital version of the summer reading program.
Tune in next month and I'll be going behind the scenes as we prepare for reopening.
And next month, I'll share another resource from your digital library with you.
Thanks so much for joining us on the Library Roadshow, and remember, even though our 14 branch locations remain closed, we're open 24/7 on the web. Check us out at ebrpl.com.
And that's how we roll.